Hey, this is Kathy from Kathy Cooks For You, and today I want to share with you this amazing carrot cake that was a delicious, happy accident. How was it a happy accident? I was just going to make a regular old carrot cake. I didn't have any frosting. I was going to go have my son get some and decided, wait a minute, I put a half a can of pineapple in this. Why don't I turn this into a carrot cake that is a pineapple upside down carrot cake? It turned out fabulous. So stay tuned to this recipe on how to make this delicious sourdough upside down pineapple carrot cake. It's a lot to say. We are going to start by melting each 3/4 cup of butter and coconut oil. Now we're going to add our flour, add your sourdough discard, try starter too. Your measurements will be in the description down below, and our butter and coconut oil. We're going to put this all together and then we're going to mix it up, and it's really quite hard to mix. So take your time mixing it up. I'm talking it's really hard to mix. So you see here I'm really working, and eventually I use my hands for that last like 30 seconds just to get it all mixed together. And then once this is mixed together, we're going to make it look pretty and put it into a ball. And then we're going to put this in the fridge overnight. If it's longer than overnight, that's fine too. It is going to be fermenting and get a great sour flavor. Remember to cover it. The next day in the morning, take it out and leave it on your counter for eight hours, at least till it gets room temperature. Then you can start this next step. So we're going to put it in a bowl. I'm using my mixer. You don't have to. And I add the sugar. Now I had some turbinado sugar to get rid of, so I used that too. You can use some brown sugar. I did half and half. And then we put in our vanilla, and of course I always add extra. And we're going to mix this up until it's well blended. Then we're going to add 1 egg at a time, so it's 3 eggs total, to this. In between each egg, make sure it's blended. I know this sounds weird. Why do I have to do this? There is reasoning behind this in the emulsification of the dough. So 1 egg at a time. Okay, now the fun part, the goodies. We're going to put our carrots in. Shredded carrots, those go in. And then we're going to put our spices, our cinnamon and nutmeg, ooh la la, and our salt and baking powder. Mix that all up. Then at the end, when it's all well mixed, we're going to put in our pineapple and our nuts, and we're just going to blend that slightly. We don't want our nuts to get crushed in there. Okay, now I didn't measure any of this, and I really don't want you guys to either. I'm using looks like 3 to 4 handfuls of brown sugar on the bottom. The more you put in, the juicier the bottom is going to be. Then we're going to add some butter. And I add some butter before the pineapple, and then I put some pineapple down, the 6 pieces of pineapple that were left. You could use tidbits. I had cut the pineapple rings up and used it in the cake, and then used the rings for this. And I add more butter, and I end up using about 3 tablespoons of butter. Again, if you want it really buttery, put more. It's up to you. Now we're pouring the cake over. This cake ended up being so fluffy, this dough. It was absolutely beautiful. Now the thing here is, I was a little nervous. It seemed like a lot of cake. It did not spill over in my oven. I was a little nervous about that, but it did not. And guys, this turned out so spectacular. I just can't believe how good it was. We are going to put this deliciousness into an oven, 350 degrees. Recipe says 30 to 40 minutes. Mine took an extra 10. I put a pan under there because I was so nervous. And here we go. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now the hard part, we have to invert it. Now, a couple of them, came away right away, a couple of the pineapples, but other ones I had to pound on to get them to loosen up. I hit it a couple times or banged it on the counter. I got one more to loosen up, but I still had some stubborn pineapple that would not loosen up. So I just flipped it over. Boy, that's steamy. And then I just picked up the pieces of pineapple and put them over. I also had some delicious sugary, buttery bits that I just put back in their place. No one could even tell that I did this to the cake. It was amazing. I hope you enjoyed this carrot cake. It was absolutely fantastic. My neighbors loved it. My kids gobbled it up. We ate on it the night before, and by the next day, my son took a piece to work. It was gone. It was gone. I only had one piece. I'm being pretty good when it comes to all this baking I'm doing. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I would love to hear from you with a comment and a thumbs up, and please subscribe down below.